Hello and welcome to sixth grade language arts. My name is Mrs. Haas and I made a PowerPoint that I will be showing in class, but I wanted to make a video of it so those of you who are not in my class can see it and also parents can see it too. This is a reminder here to be sure that you keep your mask on at all times, even though it can be super annoying. We got to do our part, right? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Oh, I can't see my family here. So, a little bit about me is that I have been teaching for 22 years. Started teaching when I was 10. Just kidding. I've been teaching for 22 years, so this is the start of my 22nd year in West Fargo, all in West Fargo. I've been in different buildings. I was at Ellie Burger for a long time. I did a few different jobs there, third grade, fifth grade. But I've been here at Cheney for this is my 8th year, and sixth grade is my favorite. I wanted you to know about things that I like, things that make me happy. Hanging out with my family, baking, especially over the last 6 months. I have really perfected my baking skills. Any typical thing that people were baking, I was also baking. Exercising, I like exercising a lot. I used to teach classes at the Y and Family Wellness. I have since retired from that. I love hiking. I love coffee. Love coffee. And reading and listening to books. I have been listening to a lot of books versus reading an actual book these days just because I can do other things while I do it. About my family, so I've been married to my husband, Matt, and we have 4 kids. Parker is 22. So this is Parker. Kate is 17. He will be 18 in just about 6 weeks. He's a senior at Cheyenne High School. And these are my stepkids. Maddie is 15. She is a 10th grader at Fargo South. And Noah is 13, and he is an 8th grader at Carl Ben. Just some other things that I love. I have already talked about the coffee, and you can see here that life is short. Enjoy your coffee. I love my coffee, but I also have an obsession with Starbucks mugs. So I have amassed quite the collection. I haven't really traveled anywhere lately to buy any, but when people go on vacation, they buy me some. I actually have one itty bitty mug on my desk. You can see that lower box. So I am obsessed with Starbucks mugs. And this is a picture of me. We went to Canada a couple years ago, and this elevation-wise was the highest Starbucks in North America, and that was in Banff. I'm also a huge Bison fan, Bison football especially. So this year is hitting hard with only being one game. So I guess we have to make the most of it. And if you can see in my background here, Wonder Woman, obsessed, have been since I was a little girl, obsessed, and Harry Potter. So when you do look around my classroom, you can see the Bison things up, the Wonder Woman, the Harry Potter. Those are important to me. And I have probably 8 Starbucks mugs in my cupboard. If you ask me, I'll show them to you. So as we go into this year, things look different. In the past, students haven't had to ask ask for permission to leave their desks. If you needed to sharpen your pencil or grab a tissue, you could just do that. Because of our social distancing, the expectation is that we will be asking for permission. Now, if you are a virtual learner, if you are at home 100% of the time, this does not apply to you, okay? Because you won't be in my classroom. for parents who are watching this, know that these are procedures that I have established and will establish with the kids, and I have no doubt everyone will be able to follow along. No problem. When we go through classroom rules and expectations, we use CHAMPS. We use the CHAMPS program, and I know students are familiar with this from elementary school. So communication, help, activity, movement, participation equals success. We will go over CHAMPS expectations when the kids are in the classroom, but I suspect these are very similar to their elementary CHAMPS classroom and school expectations. Here, it's probably what you're really wondering, or maybe you're not. What are we going to do in language arts this year? We'll be doing different kinds of writing. So our main focus is argumentative and evidence-based writing. And if those terms don't sound familiar to you, it's okay. If they do sound familiar, that's great. And a lot of free writes. We don't have a lot of narratives. We do have one narrative that we do at the end of the year, but I don't like to put that in print because by the time my students get to 6th grade, they're sick of writing narratives. We'll be focusing on presentations, and those will be in the form of book talks usually. Could be something else. But book talks mean that you're just standing up in front of the room and you're talking about a book with very limited things written down. Or you've created a digital PowerPoint or Sway or Prezi, or other presentation tools that are digital, using those. And we'll also be doing reading. So we'll read books, class novels, small group like literature circles. You'll have books to read on your own. We have short stories and nonfiction articles that we'll be reading to help with comprehension and reading strategies. But these are the main things that we cover in language arts. So what I really wanted you to get from this presentation is that there is nightly homework. Every night you are expected to read 20 to 30 minutes as homework. So I mean this 5 days a week. So you can choose the 5 days. Obviously, this is up to you. If you don't get to do your 20 minutes one night and you do 40 minutes another night, I think that is just fine, okay? We will be going to the library, and the librarian has created videos for us to look at different books and how to access some books digitally, and we have audio copies. So we'll be going through all of that, and that is also something that I will be making available to my at-home students, is that they will be able to check out books from the library. Logistics or how we're going to do that will be to come later. So today, or when you come to class, if you were to come to class, you would see that I have a classroom library and you could check out books from me. And then also later today, we'll be doing a reading inventory just to let me know what kind of books that you like to read. So my at-home kids, you'll be getting something like that as well. These are just some books that we have in our classroom library that we use for literature circles or small groups. I'm not going to go into those right now because we won't be getting to those until the next quarter. Just some other things that I wanted you to know. So if you're in the classroom or when you're in the classroom, phones in your backpacks by 8:40. You need to keep your masks on at all times. Keep yourself in your own space. Be respectful. Raise your hand to talk, and always choose kind. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Okay. So I really wanted us to focus on that kindness aspect, and I say this every year. You don't have to be best friends with everybody, but you should be kind to everybody. You don't know what people are going through. And that leads me into our college career readiness skills, or CCRs. You will be graded on this. Um, Everyone, at-home learners and as well. So citizenship, collaboration, and responsibility. The responsibility is much of your homework. Okay, that's where that grade comes from. But your citizenship and your collaboration is really based on how you treat others, how well you work with others, um, and just, some really good life skills. And finally, now this doesn't really at all pertain to those of you who are at-home learners, but for parents, if you're watching this, our end of class routine, we have to finish about 3 to 5 minutes early, and students will stand by their desks uh, or somewhere around the room that is not next to somebody else. I haven't really worked out the logistics of that. And then we need to wipe down the desk and the chairs. So we'll see how it goes. Right now we have disinfectant spray and wipes to wipe things down. So hopefully that will be a quick, smooth transition. When the bell rings, students will head out into the hallway. They'll stand in their designated spot and then move to the next class. So my at-home learners, I look forward to meeting you via Teams meetings. And parents, if you're watching this, for kids who are virtual and kids who are in school, any questions at all, please email me and let me know, right? And we will make it a good year. Great year, I think, great year.